Hey guys, how's it going? Hunter here. So, I want to go over some general ideas and notes about the attack squad and ways we can improve on that. And for my example, I'm using 34T in state 619. There's someone that we're going to be trying to declare against in the upcoming week, so might as well. So, let's take a quick look at the Alliance Center. A few spots right by the Alliance Center, and then they got this nice ring of 2x2 squares, so they can fit a lot of castles in here. So what that means is, as we would get close, there's going to be a lot of red tiles coming, so it's even more important that we are on the same page and working together. So if my phone would load a little faster. All right, there we go. So we'll zoom out a little bit. Hopefully it'll work. There we go. 3-4T is in a similar spot as us. They're not in the corner. House of HOW, I forget the name. They're in the corner. So we're going to go along the side and take a look at what we got. One farm alliance, and then boom, gaps. Look at that. Unlike ours, where we have 3 farm alliances, an academy between us and open tiles, they just got 1 farm alliance. So right there, I got right there where that opening is, plenty of spots for a rally point. So we are not going to want to go between this tiny narrow gap, because in the defense video we talked about how that's a bad place. It's better for us to look for a rally point on this side. Right there we could put one. I see a 3x3 right there, and start going to work along the edge. So we're going to change the strategy. I'm not going to be doing hole punching with my account anymore. I'm going to try and save that stamina for some big hits, or if we need fast marching speed. But what I want to talk about is looking at the tiles and choosing a path right here. Nice open spot for a rally point. It should make sense, but some people aren't doing it. We only want to be taking open tiles. Why? Because one hit, boom, they're ours. And we can use cavalry. Everyone has to be using cavalry to take open tiles. And the lower level cavalry are actually faster. So I have tier 2. I have a bunch of those trained, and I put them in my legions, and I use those for making pathways because they're faster. So let's follow this little path right here. Open tiles, open tiles, open tiles. Here's our first decision, what we're going to do. We're either going to go around, or we're going to have to clear out this rebel camp. Or come this way. I would just come this way. So when we get here, work the diagonal line. I see a lot of times people are taking clusters of tiles. And another thing to look for, and why it is so bad to take a mess of tiles, is we're going to be doing our own hole punching. We're going to start having 3 or 4 people with full tile capacity that can punch holes. And by punching holes, when you're full of capacity and you occupy an enemy tile, it goes blank. So if we get right here, this level 1 tile next to it can be punched. Someone can occupy it and it'll go blank. And the key is, if you were to click and have your castle ready before the tile is cleared, it won't let you do it. You have to wait until the second the tile is cleared, then click the map, and it'll give you 4 green squares to put your castle. A few people were getting hung up on that. But what we really want to do is avoid taking additional tiles, because that's going to make it harder for us to open spots. And really, every 10 tiles, we want a new spot opened. If our rally point is here, we'll get 1 castle right in here to start tiling. By the time we make it here, we should have another castle. So we can just keep it moving. Quick marches, quick marches. And when you're taking these low-level tiles, make sure you're using your 3rd and 4th Legion. Because I know a lot of us don't have all 4 Legions fully done with research, and those are your weakest ones. Make sure you save your class and Legion 1 stamina for when we're actually hitting buildings or reinforced tiles. Because when we do get to a big mess of red tiles or cleared tiles, we can't be sending one hit that does not clear all 500 damage of the tile. That's another thing. The only time you should be sending footmen is when the Legion is over 500 demo power and you're going to clear it in one hit. Otherwise, you have to send two Legions at one time to clear a tile. We can't be waiting for one hit, not fully clear the tile, take it for ourselves, and then have to wait for another hit to go. So if you're making the road and you hit a dead end right here, no way to get through. If our last tile was here, one of these occupied tiles is going to have to go. Really important. Hit it with 1 Legion with 500 demo power, or send 2 Cavalry Legions that combined are over 500. 3 if you have to, but if you have to send 3, maybe that might be a little bit too much stamina, because we're really trying to save stamina. So on attack, it's very important to stay patient. And it's very important to open up tiles for our castles. That's the only way we're going to do it, because look, if we round the corner on this Alliance Center and we make it through, somewhere in here, let me zoom out a little bit, let the map load. Somewhere between their Alliance Center with all these castles and this Farm Alliance is when they're going to start really sending tiles at us. We need to have castles there to reinforce our tiles and to be able to have a faster march than they do. Like, eventually we're going to need castles right up next to their Alliance Center. That's when we're facing these higher level opponents that have experienced players and possibly more people online than we do. We just really need to be smart about it. I mean, it's not that many tiles from the Farm Alliance. 1, 2, 3, 4. It can't be more than about 30 tiles to the edge of the buildings. And once we make it to the buildings, it's pretty much ours. We're not going to lose it. They only have 4 or 5 of those special white dragons that instantly zero a castle. That's another reason why we need so many open spots, because they're definitely going to shout some of us. And those are just one hit, nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is you can teleport away before the dragon hits you. That way, there won't be ruins in your castle spot and someone can take it, or you can come right back and take your spot after the dragon hits you. That's one thing that we should start doing too, is try to teleport away as fast as you can if they're sending a white dragon at you. Right here, we would want to stay away from real dense areas like this, where it's hard to find holes to punch. And we would want to instead go to area like this where there's tiles right here. They're going to open up a big area and be a lot easier to punch holes. So same deal. If I'm looking at them, if we're coming around this corner, we don't really want to stay along the edge. It's relatively dense compared to this area right next door, with all these gaps and easy access to holes punched. Just as I'm looking at the map, these are things that are going through my head, ways that we can make it easier. Because listen, if we make it here and we're within 10 tiles and we have 5 to 10 castles right in this area, and they can't shout any more of us. They already maxed out their limit. Their timers are not going to last forever. We're going to reinforce our tiles, take their tiles one at a time, and march right to the buildings. And the strongest players are just going to pave the way for everyone else. And once we reach the buildings, it's over. You know, they can't stop us. Once we get through these 2 rows, we'll special shout one of these castles, tile through right away, and just keep on reinforcing one of our tiles to always have that sovereign territory that we can then go from. So hopefully that makes sense to some of you guys. I'm probably going to start asking people to RSVP to confirm that they're going to be online for the duel, and if they're going to start out in attack or defense. And I mentioned in the other video, if you're going to be on the attack team, then let me just go to RAC1. If you're going to be on the attack team, before the duel starts, we want you to be... Oh, why aren't you loading? Please, please, please. Here we go. Before the duel, this is our alliance center. It would be great if we had a bunch of our attackers in front of the duel so that when they go to the other province, we have ghost castles left behind. Because I mentioned this in the other video, but then if for some reason we need to come back or we need to open a spot in front of our alliance center, we can come back and you can take the spot of your ghost castle. And now, boom, you're right in the action. Last line of defense right here. You know, a really strong opponent, they make it past the farm wall. Boom, right here. Taking tiles, blocking paths, garrison tiles, all of that. You know, castles here, castle here, castle here. You know, there's no reason why we can't, you know, put a little bit effort into that. But I think my internet's a little slow right now. I'm not sure why it's acting up so much. But this video is getting a little long already. So thanks for watching and listening to my random thoughts just pouring out. And hopefully they make sense to you. And anything that doesn't or anything that you would like to add, please leave a comment on Discord. All right, thanks guys.